Bangladesh has an external debt of $99 billion. It is estimated that during the 15 years of Sheikh Hasina's rule, her government has smuggled at least $93 billion out of the country. Numerous international reports indicate that in these 15 years, Hasina and the Awami League have rigged almost every election in Bangladesh. In 2023, the Awami League won a one-sided election. There was no freedom of speech. Anyone who spoke against the government risked being arrested on false charges or even disappearing. Beneath this building lies a place known as or the Mirror Room. It has held people abducted by the government, some for as long as 5 to 17 years without ever being formally charged. In 2023, Bangladesh ranked 14th in the world in corruption, with every sector tainted by it. In 1971, those who fought for Bangladesh's independence from Pakistan were honored as freedom fighters. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Hasina's father, introduced a quota system in civil services for freedom fighters. However, even after 50 years, this quota extends to the children and grandchildren of freedom fighters. Hasina has used this system to appoint her loyalists across various sectors, including the Bangladesh police. 30% of the quota is reserved for the descendants of freedom fighters, with an additional 26% allocated for women and others. In 2018, a massive student protest led to the government withdrawing these quotas from government jobs. However, on June 5, 2024, the High Court reinstated the quotas following a petition. The top judges were influenced by dictator Hasina, leading to widespread peaceful protests by students. But the situation quickly turned violent due to actions taken by the Bangladesh police, the Awami League, and the government's student wing, Chhatra League. On July 14th, in a press conference, dictator Hasina labeled the protesters as Razakars, a derogatory term. For those who sided with Pakistan in 1971. This infuriated the protesters, sparking nationwide demonstrations. Chhatra League openly threatened the protesters, and the Awami League dismissed them as being associated with BNP and Jama opposition parties, though these parties had no involvement in the protests. Following government orders, the Bangladesh police began attacking and shooting at the protesters, resulting in numerous deaths. The government then imposed a nationwide curfew and issued shoot on-site orders. Social media became a battleground for the protests, leading the government to shut down the internet for 10 days. Despite the crackdown, the protests continued, with demonstrators demanding 9 key reforms. As violence escalated, the protests ultimately focused on a single demand: the resignation of the government. On August 4th, over 100 people were killed in a single day due to attacks by Chhatra League, Awami League, and Bangladesh police. On August 5th, a long march to Dhaka was announced by the students, with around 1 million people taking to the streets to surround dictator Hasina's residence. Even in the final moments, Hasina ordered the army and police to use excessive force against the protesters, but the army refused to comply. At 1:30 p.m., Hasina resigned and fled to India with her sister by helicopter. Nationwide celebrations erupted, with people storming Hasina's residence and the Bangladesh parliament. August 5th or 36th July is now celebrated as the new Independence Day of Bangladesh. Thousands of deaths, over 100,000 injured, and millions of social media posts. After so many risks and sacrifices, we finally achieved our freedom. Let us protect the minorities from the Awami League and ensure that there is no more violence. We aspire to build a peaceful and democratic nation.